Heads of State is an action comedy film directed by Ilya Naishuller. This one has John Cena as President Will Derringer, a sort of, he used to be an action star, he became the president, so he's kind of like Arnie. He's a bit shallow and vapid, but he also has beef with the British Prime Minister Sam Clarke, played by Idris Elba. The two of them bicker. The beginning of the film, an elusive weapons dealer is being chased by some agents, and they all get wiped out because he's too elusive and too deadly. So the president and the prime minister are trying to patch things up, and they decide to maybe have the prime minister ride with the president on Air Force One as a show of good faith, so they can look good in front of the media. However, they are attacked by this weapons dealer guy who has a man on board, as well as drones shooting at Air Force One. So the plane goes down, they escape, and they have to get to a safe house. However, the weapons dealer has moles in the organizations, and also steals Echelon, a sort of government program that allows them to spy on anyone, anything. So they can't just go for help. They're now on the run, and they have to work together despite their clashing personalities to take down the bad guys, find out who the moles are, and take down this weapons dealer before it's too late. So this movie is directed by Ilya Naishuller, who did Hardcore Henry, which is famous for being the sort of first-person POV action movie, which was pretty much saved by Sharlto Copley. That movie's okay. Didn't like Nobody, the follow-up film of the director. Nobody is kind of like a weird power fantasy movie about a ex-government agent guy who just wants to, you know, be normal, but crosses paths with a Russian mobster and fights them and blows them up, and it's all very dumb, and I didn't quite like that movie. This movie is very similar. It's dumb, fun, not meant to be taken too seriously. It definitely feels like a throwback to those 80s and 90s action movies. Some of the action sequences don't even make sense or are not even believable. Some of the CGI is pretty bad in some parts, but the cast is really good. You got Priyank Chopra Jones as like an agent lady who does okay in her role, and then you've got Idris Elba and John Cena just sort of bickering. They don't have too many, you know, zingers, but, you know, I like seeing both of those actors. They're great actors. I like them both. The fist fights, whenever there's fist fights involved, the movie's great. There's a fight scene on a rural, like, Belarus farm or something that's really good. It's really, like, dynamic and fun. There's also a fight in a car during a car chase, which is great, but the rest of the action sequences are kind of generic. There's a lot of generic balaclava body armor wearing henchmen that get blown up in this movie. There's not much style. There's like these two main henchmen. They don't even have names. They don't have any nuance. They don't have anything. You know, they're just there to scowl and chase the good guys. A couple of cool cameos here and there, but overall, not that interesting. Not much in terms of character development, but I can see why the movie went straight to streaming, though. The movie does nail the action, the explosions, and the charisma of the cast, but it's just missing something. There's even like a joke where someone asks someone where they've been, and they just do a really cheap-looking green screen montage. They could have done something better with that. And you know, overall, it's a turn off your brain 2 hours of entertainment, even though it's really dumb in some area. I just thought of another dumb scene where a villain shows up and he's like, I actually want to turn into a good guy, and then doesn't. So like, the movie's just full of stuff like that. It's a very weak script, but it's meant to be disposable entertainment. So I give Heads of State a 6 out of 10.